Welcome everybody to the Broken Ring Racing League. This is the GT3 Sprint Championship, Season 17, Round 10 here at Mount Panorama, otherwise known as Bathurst. And we're going into another spicy scenario here. Mark Foley, who's leading the GT3 Pro Championship over Travis Deegan, who's in second, Peter Flander in third. Their points differential is not that far off. And overall, this will probably go down to round 12. As at the moment, Travis Deegan is number one in the in practice session, where Mark Foley's P10. Big gap there. 6/10 is their gap. That said, over to the Pro-Ams, we have Braden Daniels, who's leading over Aiden Gertz. Points differential is about 400 points, 300 points between those two drivers in the overall. They still get their drop week as well. And Joshua D, who's in third. Followed by Tyler Kern, who's in the AM class, leading by what might be considered a significant margin over his rival Forrest Holland there. And then we got Craig Reese, who's in third. Followed by the rookies of Daniel McElvey, who's first at the moment, but he has not raced since round 6, I believe, or 7. God, I didn't mean to run that one, but didn't race 2 in a row, raced round 7, didn't race another 2 in a row. He's still leading by about 200 points, but Adam Thomas is showing up, and I'm not sure if he's here at the moment. If he isn't, then that's another driver we can... Well, Daniel McElvey's here. He's in P8, so I guess he is refighting for his championship, and Adam Thomas is not. That's it. Or actually, maybe he is, and I just don't see him. Don't think he is. Well, he's in second in the rookie class, and Kyle Caesar, who is second overall in the practice session at the moment, which is quite nifty. Easy Mart Racing, what's going on? How's it going? And with 6 minutes 48 seconds left in practice, what we're seeing at the moment is pretty much a pros at the front of the field there. They occupy most of the top 10, top 15, I would say. Then you have your sprinkled in Pro-Ams out there. Kyle Caesar in second, Colin Pepper in 7th, Danny McElvey in 8th. Those three are in the top 15. That's it. Then you have your Pro-Ams. Aiden Gertz is leading the Pro-Ams at the moment with Braden Daniels in 12th, Aiden in 9th, Rodrigo Theory in 14th, and Chris Lambeth rounding out the top 15 for those Pro-Ams. 4 of them in it. Then you have Felipe B. Nunez, who is in P16, and he's leading at the moment for the AM class over Craig Curo, who's in 18th. Your leaders for the rookies is Kyle Caesar, who's in second. Travis Deegan is the pro overall at the moment, and Aiden Gertz, as you already are aware. At the same time, we still have team championships. There's 18 teams, although it's really just 17 teams, as Hollow Black has actually not attended a single race since round 2. Carrera Azteca is leading right now with Mark Foley and Marshall Scari. Draft Punk Gold is in second, Shake and Bake Racing in third, Draft Punk Silver in fourth, Bluth Racing in fifth, Thunder Thighs Racing in sixth, Team Juice in 7, Valhalla in 8, Caffeine Global Motorsports in 9th, Paxman in 10, Valhalla in 11, Valhalla Motorsports in 12, Valhalla and D's Nuts in 13, E3 Motorsports in 14, Tachyon Sim Sport in 15, Acer A 16, and Texas Motorsports in 17. While we are still wrapping up practice and heading into qualifying shortly, yes, VD and Valhalla and D's Nuts, best team. They really are. Jesus, is that sound going to play every time somebody types? That is going to get super annoying. Thanks for that, Chris. No, I don't know what is that. I didn't do it that time. Oh. What? I mean, it's just playing a noise, but no one's followed or anything. I mean, someone did a while ago, but it's not working. Maybe you have to take a while. Yeah, Jeff, it didn't work for you either. Holy crap, look at that. All these draft punks. A couple of silvers and a gold following them. That's a nice, neat shot for those drivers. Strong improvements from Tyler Kern, Rodrigo Theory, in the draft punk silver with their sister team right there, Peter Flanner in the background. I'm going to give it a second. So yeah, you can try. Right now, it's the 202s are the times to beat. And the 202s are only until P11. Then you have Braden Daniels, who's in the 203s, who leads in P12 over those 203s. And it stays 203s for what you think is a long time, but no, not at all. From P12 to P19, those drivers are in the 203s. After that, it's Trent Scheckelman here, who's in P20 in the 204s. The 204s is pretty consistent from P20 to P34 of Tom Smith, last driver in that rung. And then it's the 205s. And the 205s is pretty much consistent from P36 onward down to 45. After that, it's the 206s, and then some drivers outside of that, barely. But we have 52 drivers that have entered into this competition, and we will see how that all unfolds. But there's going to be some good tight pack racing across the board from the top of the order down to the lower part of the order. It's Carpal Tunnel is resting. Oh, what was that? Oh. XT.X. Thank you for the prime. What is that other one, though? Well, now your Baxton Hooks on just pulled yard duty? I don't know what that means. Oh. Oh, yeah. From if he has to go outside and, like, shovel or something? Anyway. Happy Gilmore? What's up, dude? I'm Alex White. Good point to plug the overview here. And what you see, this is Brandon Burns League Overlay. It shows all the drivers in the different classes. Orange being the pros, red being a rookie, purple Pams, the Pro-Ams. And then you got your sky, I don't know, teal, it's a blue, light blue, sky blue. Anyway. Those are your AM class drivers. And you can see all the pros pretty much occupy the top 15. There is one down, Michael Othman, but he showed up kind of late. This is just practice as well. Then if you scroll down a little bit further, you get your P9 through P33. Brandon Burns, the last one in that little jumper there. Well, at least I'm promoting his software. There's 8 Pro-Ams, 9 pros, and 14 rookies. 14 AM class drivers and 20 rookies at the moment. It's a pretty full grid. But then you can see all of our rookies kind of occupying the lower parts of those spots at the moment. And that's to be expected if you're not familiar with the league and or just the pace of some of these drivers that run within this league. They're pretty quick. But then you got some of your rookies that are pulling their own weight right up in there. You got Jason Chen up in P18 there. He races in a different series. Not this one normally. But there you go. That is cool to see. If you're ever racing in these things, then you get to tell whether or not you're actually winning in your class. Which is definitely good to know. And and this should switch quickly to qualifying. Ramped over. That's just a troll there, Easy Mart. That's just Justin trolling. He doesn't know anything else to do. He definitely doesn't drive, that's for sure. But here we are. Qualifying has started. This is season 17, round 10, here at Mount Panorama, otherwise known as Bathurst. Wait, there's no V-Ray Memorial. Well, this didn't take up the V-Ray Memorial time slot, so I think we're good. John Javecki is going to be a first driver out here that's going to take us to car racing. While he's still doing that, why don't we take a look here just to see what the lap 1 camera actually looks like. And someone else for the something. I don't know what that is. I can't see it. Some subscribe or donate a bit or something. Well, they're coming down the mountain. They subbed. Cool. Thank you for the sub. They didn't say who did that. But, nice. And we are almost underway. And I'll just get on board. John Javecki's let a couple drivers by. So let's take a look on board with one of these drivers here. That's Nick Mazza, Travis Deegan. Maybe Travis Deegan. Joshua D is also pushing. Travis Deegan was first in the in practice, so see if he can't put it right back there. That hype trained? Guys, you're using... I might stream on this thing, but I don't know any of why that would... he did it a while ago, so why is it popping up now? That just doesn't make any sense. I don't know any of these things. I just work here too. I don't know why any of these things are so late to the party. I mean, he subbed, what, 5 minutes ago and now it's popped up? It doesn't make any sense to me. Travis Deegan doing fairly well. If he could pull off a really good result here, this is just going to fight back to what happened in round 9, where the points differential was over 200 points between him and his rival, Mark Foley, for the title, the season 17 champ in the overall. At the moment, it's also down to a drop week. This driver had a 0 on round 8 for not showing up, which if he shows up for round 11 and 12, his worst result will be that 0, but Mark Foley's will be 890, which is pretty decent considering round 7 and 9, this driver was not able to overtake that. So he's got to get another solid haul that oversees those 2 not bad rounds, but just rounds where not going to be enough. And there we go. Across the line, they are starting to show up. Nick Mazza in 2nd, Daniel McElvey in 3rd, Joshua D in 4th, John Javecki 5th, Peter Flanner 6th, Mark Foley in 7th, Eric Koonsman into 6th, Chris Lambeth into 7, Marshall Scarry into 6, Andrew Frank into 7, Peter Flanner into 10, Elliot Burton in 11, 12. This Kieran Playfair is now in 6th, Scott Weber in 9th, Colin Pepper in a 4th, Lars Highhouse in 11th. People just keep falling down the order. Joshua Justice in 17th, Tom Smith in 18. Jesus. Tyler Kern in 22nd. Braden Daniels 23rd. Mark Trueck 26. Angel Minnesota 17. Andrew Fagan in 14. Theo Nolasco in 24th. Reagan Chandler into 14th as Jason Chen goes into 12th. Felipe Nunez into 10th. John Javecki in 8th. Rick Rishon into 7th. Chris Chitterling into 3rd. Kindly accept my friend request on Discord. I'm not sure what you guys are saying. I want to join the booth and make this a bit better. L. I don't even know who's talking to who. Brandon Burns. P7. Cross the line. With the 205. So we had... Where's Mark? Mark's down in 28th here. With the 207. It's probably everybody is trying to cook up a banker lap for sure. And we'll see a little bit more positive out of this one. At the moment, it's predicting Mark Foley is going to go into with a 204. But he is P28 at the moment. Todd Buellmore did cross the line into 37th. Ryan Chandler into 38. It's a 37. Braden Daniels is in 36. Steve McAllister into 34. Jacob Simmons in the 33rd. The 208. See him improve here. Peter Flanner improves into 4th. And that was a 203 for Jacob Simmons, which puts him into 2nd, as Danny McElvey is now leading into 1st. And Chris Lambeth now into 9th. Eric Koonsman into 10th. John Javecki pushed into 8th. Marshall Scary into 14th. Braden Daniels across the line into 12th. As Kieran Playfair gets into 13th with that. Scott Weber into 15th. Colin Pepper pushed down. Actually, no. His last lap was 14th for him. It was an improvement. Chris Chierling improves into 7th. It's just, yeah, I don't know what those noises are either. And it's coming across the stream as well. That is highly, highly irregular. This is one of the things that Chris Lambeth has blessed us with. The Kerm himself. As Jason Chen improves into 10th, Aiden Gertz into 9th, now leading the Pro-Am class. Danny McElvey is the rookie leader, with Jacob Simmons, the pro leader, and Scott Weber, who's in 17th at the moment. He's got a good gap to Craig Carroll, who's in 21st. I missed the chicken shop. Yeah, I don't miss that at all. So there's going to be an improvement here. We have Elliot Burton not set a lap on that last one, so he's still got that banker lap involved. And just behind him is actually Marshall Scary, the teammate of Mark Foley. Mark Sherman into 42nd, or first here. As Rodrigo Theory is now the last driver in the order with a 2:10.5. I'm sure he's going to pick this up. At least the chat isn't taking up half the screen. I mean, come on, guys. I'm not an amateur. Al Cesar is into 6th. Mark Foley did improve. Can he improve again? Peter Flanner goes into 2nd across the line. Jacob Simmons is not able to respond in the last lap. Mark Foley improves into 5th with a 2:03.1. Nick Mazza, no set time last. Koonsman into 8th. Chris Lambeth improves into 11th. He was down a bit, but he's still improving. Rodrigo Theory, the driver that was relegated to the back of the pack there, is now in P16. Big chat energy. Aaron Siciliano into 13th. Chris Chitterling into 2nd. With his time across the board, the 2:02.7. Those are times to beat. Travis Deegan hasn't set a time on that last lap, and he's actually been out for 4 laps now. And his best one was a 2:03.1. Are you going to try Lando's? Jesus Christ. Alright, let's take a look. Trent Sheckelman's in 22nd. I haven't said that guy, but he just improved into 15th with a 2:04.1. Oliver Brooks is just behind him, and he is in P34. Andrew Frank in the 30th. Lars Tyus in the 28th. Just trying to get everybody's names across the board here. If I see them, I got to make sure I say them. Fairness to everybody in the league there, folks. Justin Lanier. Is that right? Lanier. Fun fact about Justin Lanier is that he graduated with a bachelor's degree in May with 0 student debt, put himself through school. He's a car enthusiast, content creator, influencer with over 11K subscribers on YouTube. And he loves his family, what he calls his subs. Hey, there's a fun fact. I haven't used the fun facts in a while, so there you go. Justin Lanier. Tom Smith, I'm not sure if I said Tom Smith, but there he is. Andrew Simmons, not to be confused with Jacob Simmons, is out there on track. Welcome to the league, Andrew Simmons. Probably no relation. Jesus Christ. Maybe. I don't know. Todd Buellmore is in 37th. Oh, man. That's something. Travis Deegan did take that last lap, though. Fastest lap. While I was trying to give you guys some little stuff here. Ben Laughter isn't here, but that would have been a good one to, yeah. Is Andrew Korostecki racing? I don't think so. Jason Chen into 7th. Jason's an improvement. I'm not sure what I expect of him, Jason Chen, but I've seen him in another series. I think it was the Endurance series. And I don't specifically remember how quick he was, but he's quick here. Didn't make it home in time. Yeah, unfortunate. We have a ton of racers that are not set times. Look at this, folks. We have a Kachow out there. Well, is that the best one we could do? Paul Young Kim, welcome to the league. He's sitting in the pits, but he's at least registered with 2 minutes 40 seconds left. He's not going to get a time in unless he goes right about now. But that's how it goes. Daniel McElvey respond here. Travis Deegan as Nick Mazza goes into 5th. 4th in class, though. Joshua D improves into 15th. Across the line. John Javecki improves into 13th with a 2:03.4. I see hot lapping. Jacob Simmons does not improve on that lap. He did a 2:08.5, so this is probably going to be his push lap. Mark Foley did improve. Got himself in the 2:02.7s. He's going to need a 2:02.3 to respond to Travis Deegan, who definitely has pace. They said that the Aston Martin was going to have the advantage here at this track, but right now it's a Ford Mustang in the lead with a Porsche in 2nd and a BMW in 3rd. The highest rated Aston Martin is Mark Foley. Colin Pepper improved into 5th. But then the next Aston Martin is Kyle Caesar, who's in 11th. Now into 9th as he crosses the line. Did everyone go to the Porsche? I see so many of them now. This is still quali. We have 57 seconds left in qualifying. And there's plenty of drivers that are still out there trying to make something happen. Travis Deegan is parking it? Okay, so I think Travis Deegan is going to just try to see if anyone can't try to steal it from him, but he's got a good margin on everybody except Daniel McElvey here, who was only 1/10 off his time. Jacob Simmons was a little bit further off there. As Aiden Gertz goes across the line with Joshua D. Can either one of them improve? Joshua D. improves into 13th. Now 14th as John Javecki goes into 12th and overtakes that spot for him. Daniel McElvey is done, improved his time, but not his position. Chris Lambeth improved his time, 12th, and in position. Mark Foley improved his time and spot over Jacob Simmons, who's out. P4, 5, and 6 are out. Nick Mazza is still in it for Shake and Bake Racing. Peter Flanner is still in it, who's in 8th. Kyle Caesar is still in it. Aiden Gertz is still in it. Climbing up the mountain, Jason Chen is also in it. I think Chris Lambeth also going for another run here. You could have raced. You could do a last to first if you want there, Andrew. Just fire it up. You got 2 minutes left to register and just run in at the back of the pack. Aaron Siciliano improves into 17th with that time. Braden Daniels up into 21st at the moment. Reagan Chandler into 26th. That's an improved lap for him. 27th as Craig Reese goes into 26th, overtaking. Brandon Burns is still out there. Start from the back. There will be a safety car lap 1 anyway. Yeah, it's going to be a modified safety car. It's only going to last for the first 10 minutes, and it will be if 5 cars are stopped on track. So we have 45 drivers who have set times across the board. Everyone else is just registered but not done anything. It should be worth noting Brandon Burns improves his time but not his position. Mark Turek has proved his time and spot to 30th. Peter Flanner is still out there. Chris Lambeth is still out there. What can Peter do here? Cross the line. No improvement. Chris Lambeth going in. Mark Foley going in. Elliot Burton. He's shooting for it. P19. Not an improvement there. Might be the last one. Because Mark Sherman's out there as well. Not sure if he got across the line there, but some people do practice towards the end. I don't think he even has... I mean, he's going up the hill right now, so... Is he going up the hill? Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to do anything there. It's 24 seconds left. Reagan Chandler is 27th. Can they improve their time? It says they did. But I don't think that lap counted. There you have it, folks. That is the grid. P1 through 15. Congratulations. You're right there on the scoreboard. We all see it. P16, Joshua D. 17 is Aaron Siciliano, Marshall Scarian 18, Elliot Burton 19, Trent Scheckelman 20, Braden Daniels 21, Scott Weber 22, Kieran Playfair 23, Felipe B. Nunez 24, Andrew Frank 25, Craig Reese 26, Reagan Chandler 27, Brandon Burns 28, Craig Carroll 29, Mark Turek in 30, Tom Smith 31, Tyler Kern 32, Rick Wishon in 33, Joshua Justice 34, Ryan Chandler 35, Todd Bielmar 36, Oliver Burks 37, Lars Hiles 38, and Andrew Fagan in 39, Theo Nolasco in 40, Mark Sherman 41, Steve McAllister 42, Andrew Simmons 43, Angel Manella Soto 44, Justin Lanier in 45, Isaac Gardner in 46, Jeff Hedges 47, Andrew Korostecki in 48, Andrew McMurray 49, Michael Authen in 50, Paul Young Kim 51, Brandon Langlands 52, and Cecil Booker 53, and Christopher Russo in 54. Mind you, those drivers may or may not actually get here in time. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Andrew Korostecki was actually here. It's like a chopper. Yeah, he's here. And Paul Young Kim is also here. So Jeff Hedges, Andrew Simmons, Andrew McMurray, Michael Authen, basically all these other drivers are either going to start from the pit lane or they're not grading at all. It doesn't look like they're trying to. At the moment, we have everyone else pretty much accounted for. That said, we are almost ready to go racing. And it's going to be a quick one. They're on the Conrad trait. Conrad or Conrad? Yeah. Isaac Gardner. I think he had a qualifying ban. That's why you see him all the way there at the back. That's weird. All right, folks. We are about to go underway. I hope this camera works correctly for turn 1. A big gap at the end of the field here. Try to make it up. Yep, there we go. Lap 1 camera brought to you by Mark Foley, who already looks like he's got a good run there for P2 over Danny McElvey and gets it done perfectly, as Chris Chierling, I think, has also gone up a position or is staying still. Whoa! Only going to use this once. I don't think he knew there's spectators. Jesus, Travis Deegan. Why would he go for that view? Travis Deegan getting away, a launch right off the crosshair as everyone else is fighting for position. Peter Flanner had moved up 1 spot on Nick Mazza as we have a little bit of jogging there going up the hill, and it looks like somebody's drumming down the order slightly. That's Kyle Cesar, who's down 4 spots as they try to make this too wide, and they slot back in. And oh, so close to hitting. That was one of the Bluth racing drivers of Eric Koonsman that was about to get hit there. And I'm not sure by who. Maybe Rodrigo. But it was quite the pinch. Like watching F1 there. With an AI. Yeah, maybe. And so far, so good. I think everything's smooth. Ryan Chandler is down 12 spots, but they're the only driver that's tumbled down the order. And beyond that, everything else looks fairly well in hand. Everyone's clean, especially down through the S's. No one taking it too wide so far. It's just one long snake. Kind of, I gotta flip my laundry. Can you throw a safety car? Oh, if it wasn't gonna happen right going up the hill there, I don't know. S's maybe, but as it stands, we're getting some solid, clean racing at the start of this race as they start lap 2. And I will have to switch out of this one because going into the next corner, oh, you can see at the end there, they're trying to jump in the final, and there's some drivers battling out there. They think that's, yep, we got to go to a different cam there. And Elliot Burton making a move there on Aaron Siciliano down into turn 1. Wish I could use that lap 1 camera again, but I don't think we need to see any sort of funny business. Trent Scheckelman trying to make a move here on Braden Daniels. And as I think he's already gotten by, but he's now looking at Aaron Siciliano just ahead of him. No, he is not by. Braden Daniels fights back, and he's now down 1 as Marshall Scarra goes to the inside and overtakes him. Whoa, and there you have it. And that's Kiernan Playfair, who is into the barrier, but saves it. And they're back out there going too wide. I hope this just stays level, but I think they're going slightly slow. Go onto the gyro, and it looks like their stuff is fixed, and they're just now working with this. Jason Chen. Oh, and that's Nick Mazza and Jason Chen, who... yeah, there's nothing Jason Chen can do there. But he's back out there and joined cleanly. Let's take a look here at Nick Mazza. The chopper cam. Aiden Gertz. Oh, he went over to the... whoa. That was all him. Yep, and only one person collected in that incident. Curb. It was the curb. All curb. Unfortunate there for Jason Chen, who was having a really good start. And the only driver to be collected in that, is his car okay? He's staying out, so I think it is. We'll see if Craig Reese, with no aero damage, can make a move here on Jason Chen. Kieran Playfair has already gone in, and they must have some type of damage that we can't see because, yeah, they hit that barrier. Scott Weber. This has Marshall Scary on his inside, trying to make a move, but it kind of backs out of that one. Quick look at our leaders. The pro leader is leading the race with Daniel McElvey, the rookie leader, who's now in third, only taking one spot drop from Mark Foley right off the start of this race, into the opening first corner as well. And he's got Jacob Simmons breathing down his back. Colin Pepper not shortly behind there, but further back you have Aiden Gertz, who's leading the Pro-Ams with Chris Lambert just behind him, fighting for the leader spot there. 1.6 seconds gap to those two drivers at the moment. You can see that Kermit avatar right there in the back. That's the livery of Chris Lambert. 2 spots gained for Aiden here and 3 for Chris Lambert. Great start for these drivers. A fake move there for Jacob Simmons. Make him look in the mirrors a little bit. Take a look and see if this... he's still got the B in his helmet. It says something. Travis Dean now setting the fastest lap, getting with a 1 second to Mark Foley. Interesting. Back out. Well, there's some pack racing for sure. It's more like draft racing right now. Is most of these drivers are not making any moves at the moment. They're all just kind of sitting in it, as we have a driver exiting the pits, and that's going to be Justin Lanier. That's Reagan Chandler staying ahead of Mark Turek. As they went side by side up the mountain straight. I mean, if it was gonna happen, folks, it would have happened. I think our safety car is not really gonna play into effect here. But you can see how close these drivers really are. This is a pack that is staying steady at the 205s, and they're all just chugging along. Joshua Justice at the end of this little group. Down through the S's they go. Take a look further back at Mark Sherman here. In that Lambo, Cookie Monster. And another group where you're just seeing similar lap times. 207s, 206s. And they're all just together. Oof, that was Angel. No, that was a McLaren. That was Andrew Korostecki who hit the barrier, having done no practice right now. I'm sure he did the Bathurst 12 hours, so maybe that's where his practice is coming into shape here. But Angel Minnesota trying to make a move here, dives to the inside on Mark Sherman. Is he going to be able to stick this? I don't think so. But on the outside, Andrew Korostecki trying to send one, as well as Mark Sherman. And Angel Bonello Soto gets by, and now is Andrew Korostecki going to make a move here on Mark Sherman? He does so, and at the same time, Isaac Gardner... Oh! 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 What? Yikes. Andrew Korostecki and Mark Sherman both feel the brunt of this maneuver. Let's take a look and see how this might have been forced a little wide there, but I mean, he's battling to overtake, maybe do the double overtake here, and bam! There's position gained, and 2 drivers go down the order. And of course, Stecky not completely out of this at all. Is he still at 5 positions from where he started this race? Hopefully he doesn't have any damage. It looks like he's okay. Mark Sherman is also still in it, down 3 from where he started, but he's chugging along there. That was, Daniel McAlvey getting closer to Mark Foley again. And so is Jacob Simmons. Well, Jeff, Gage, you guys. Guys, you know, you have your own thoughts there. So does, Trey. Travis Deegan now setting another fastest lap. Look at him go. This is damage limitation at its finest here for Mark Foley, who finishes second in the overall and in class. It's going to keep him right there with a padded points score finish for him to Travis Deegan, who he's fighting for the championship in regards to. He's just got to keep it going. There's Chitterling. He's getting ever so close to Colin Pepper. It's about 3/10, 4/10 separation. Here's Rodrigo Theory. Same thing could be said here. It's a little further back. We got Braden Daniels and Aaron Siciliano. And Aaron Siciliano making the move and taking the overtake. And that is position gained for him. Aaron Siciliano gets on by on Braden Daniels. Oh, what is that? Trent Scheckelman is getting overtaken by Rick Rishon. And it looks like he's a little slow as well. We got ourselves a... He's down 10 positions. Does he have damage? No weird inputs in his wheel at the moment. He seems... But... Yeah, he's chugging along and he's just dropped... Oof. Somebody hit the barrier back there. But I think it was Angel Bonella Soto that hit the barrier. I thought I saw like a bluish purple thing that hit that. Another group in the 30s just still hitting their marks, still together. Joshua Justice trying to make a move here. Is he going to pull off a move here on Tyler Kern into the chase? Ooh, that's not going to happen. The Lars Tyhouse let 2 people by. Sorry, Tom Smith let 2 people by. He let Lars Tyhouse, his teammate, and then Angel Bonella Soto. Bizarre on the straight. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Angel Bonella Soto and Lars Tyhouse, and you know, he was trying to give it to him, but Lars is out. Lars is out. Oh. Trying to make the move to the inside at the last second. Boom. Maybe trying to. I don't. That is 1 driver down. Jason Chen proved he is not fully out of this race with the damage he has as he overtook Craig Carroll for P24, and he's got Mark Turek just ahead of him. Jesus. Now Trent Scheckelman is out, but he's got a black flag. And Angel Bonella Soto is also in the pits. Isaac Gardner has caught up to Oliver Brooks and Tom Smith. It's 12 spots gained for Isaac Gardner. See if this driver makes a move here. Kyle Caesar. Hayden Gertz just ahead of him. Not really fighting for his in class, but the overall still matters here. And will he try to make a move here? Aiden is leading in class. Does he want to fight him too much? Slow himself down. Lets him by. Maybe not. I mean, he's got the move down anyway, but he's through. Chris Lambeth is back there. He's got to worry about that. That's the driver that he's fighting for. That leader spot. Jason Chen is finally in the pits on lap 8 of 23. I don't know if this is going to be full yet. There is Andrew Korsecki is now bumping through the track. He's got 10 spots gained with Steve McAllister just ahead of him. Isaac Gardner has yet to really catch these drivers. He's 4/10 gap here, and Oliver Brooks seemingly trying to make a move there on Tom Smith, but they're already up the corner. And this might be where he tries to make the move here. And nope, Isaac Gardner is the one that gets on through. I know, Daniel McElvey has never been closer than before down the Conrad Straight, and has not made the move here, but he is ever so close. Wondering if these drivers are just trying to follow along right now and wait for the pits. Alright, let's take a look at Trent Sheckelman here. He lost it all on his own and was able to get it out of the way of other drivers. And then just kind of sat there. Oop, backed up a little bit. Nothing too egregious. But that's what got him into the barrier and dropped those positions. Further back, you have Mark Sherman. Oof, this was the other incident on lap 4. That is unfortunate. Justin Lanier. Oh, had a similar thing with Nick Mazza did. Oh, almost killed whoever that was. Oh, well, at least gave him front damage. That was lap 2. And Jason Chen was on the receiving end of what was Nick Mazza's just getting right over that curb. Just maybe he was thinking he had a driver on his inside, so he was trying to give him space, but then ultimately it's just, yeah, there you go. And Justin Lanier crashed even earlier than that. Oh, and he is, whoa, he was all by himself when that one happened. How far back was he? Yeah, that is fully washed into the barrier. That was lap 2. And there you have it. He's out there. I don't think so. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh. Take a look. It's happened a few moments ago. Curbing. He got over that curbing and into the barrier and out of the race. Maybe. And he's gonna tow. We are back to live, and Chris Chitterling. Down 2 from where he started this race with Aiden Gertz just ahead. Or behind, I'd say. he might have found a slight limit there as he's getting... There's a big pull away there. Craig Carroll got Mark Turek just ahead of him, and he is following suit, and he's awfully close, this driver. Not much change is going to happen here, but might see it later on. Daniel McElvey. I'm saying that right. Yeah, McElvey. I got that. Cool. Sweet. I have to assume at this point these drivers are just trying to manage their race, not make any moves. They're all doing similar pace, the laps here, so be interesting if you even see anything happen soon. We have drivers going in the pits. Chris Chitterling has just gone in. Lap 11 of 23. Other drivers are staying out. I tell you, a lot of people have gotten some black flags here. Braden Daniels also in the pits. The undercut is going to be worth it. Chris Chitterling is a 35.6. He's now at P23. Let's see how this all shapes up for him. He was P8. Now, helmed by Aiden Gertz here. It looks so close. Every time. Gotta imagine that they're just trying to conserve at the moment. No one's making any real big moves here. Last driver that made a big move. We saw. Probably Murray's Corner. Oh. Anyone want to see anybody? Kieran Playfair's back out there, by the way. Pit on lap 2. He's going to have to pit again, but P36, and he is pushing. He's got Steve McAllister just ahead of him. Jason Chen also pit on lap 7, also had that unfortunate incident. These two drivers are pretty quick. They're quick in practice and in qualifying, and now we'll see what they can do. Andrew Simmons, probably no relation to Jacob Simmons, back there, and he has just spun. And he's got it, and he's towed. So, the only drivers at the back of the pack are trying to make moves here, as Kieran Playfair is going to go side by side here with Steve McAllister. Maybe Jason Chen trying to follow through and use that. Whoa! Ah, that was something. Jason Chen gets through. He's gonna serve his slowdown penalty. I think he's gonna actually still get by Steve McAllister though. Hey, got somebody. Yeah, he's gonna get this one. And you know, fair play. Let's take another look at this. If you're side by side, Steve knows you might be pushing along here. He goes, oof. He actually gets side checked there and almost loses it completely. But look at the car control for Jason Chen. Slap that right back there on track. There's another chopper cam of this. How did this all play out? He moves to the left. Oh, I don't think he moved his line that much at all, actually. I think it was kind of sort of looked like he was where he's supposed to be. Huh? Anyone have a differing opinion on that one? It was a brief shot, but... Oh, Marshall Scari has crashed. Oh, but he's back out there. Technically not bad, all things considered. Dropped 3 positions, not even through that, but just has Mark Turek joining him, and he's going in the pits. Positions gained here for Chris Chitterling, just 2, but he was P8. Now P21. Heading on lap 10, was that the right call? Don't see any overcuts. Haven't seen anyone pit from Chris Chitterling. P20, P1. That is a stronger rear wing to... Yeah, Marshall's very lucky for that that wing. You're not wrong. That bounce was definitely something. I still want to know what that actual is. That noise. What is the noise? It doesn't happen when anyone comments, but it happens sometimes when people comment. Is it like a trigger of a word? God. Take a look at the onboard here of Jacob Simmons, who's got a 6/10 gap here to these 2 drivers ahead of him, P2 and 3, as they still get ever so close to each other, but no one is making any moves here. For the starting of this race, Peter Flanner and Kyle Caesar are going side by side, though, P6 and 7. And Kyle is through. So, at least Kyle wasn't content to stay where he was at. But Peter Flanner, let me move to the inside. And now you're going to have drivers making some positions up because Aiden is exiting the pits. Now, crucially, oh, he wasn't even in the right pit box. Let's pull that back. He parks it. No, he's just still going. He's just slow rolling to get to that pit box. Okay, never mind. No controversy there. He's exiting the pits. Chris Chitterling is now sweeping ahead of him. So it looks like it's a good move for the undercut, as he is still holding out good track position. 1.8 seconds gap. Originally, it was only like under a second when they pit. Before he pit, I should say, when they were still next to each other on track. Andrew Frank having a remarkable race. Not one that I've seen, but 9 positions gained for Andrew Frank here. And Scott Webber up 7, just ahead of him. All these drivers having good races. Brandon Burns is up 11 here. Craig Grease up 8. Craig Carroll up 10. Chris Chitterling's following down a bunch, but we know he's going to get those back, as those drivers that he sees ahead of him have not pit at all. And little wall rub there for Craig Carroll. Maybe on lap 14. All right. Oof. Mark Foley. Look at the gamesmanship there. I don't even know if that's going to get reviewed, but now somebody... Do you think this is fully legal? He went on the yellow and kind of cut off Daniel McElvey here. I don't know what you consider that. There's a lot of drivers are going into the pits now. Anyone have an opinion? He definitely jumped the yellow. Maybe just get like a small... It's a legal pit entry. Okay, never mind. And Daniel McElvey gets ahead of Mark Foley. Cross the cones. Chris Chitterling is out. And he's ahead of Chris Lambeth. Now he's up into P9. And Lambeth, I think, overtook Aiden. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Because he's now fighting again for the Pro-Am win here. They're 10th and 11th. Second and third in class at the moment, but Rodrigo Theory hasn't pit just yet. Neither has Jacob Simmons. Travis Deegan is out there, who's just pit, and he's got a sizable gap there, 1.9 seconds, to Daniel McElvey and Mark Foley, now having lost out some crucial points that he needs to pad in the overall. To Daniel McElvey, who's leading the rookies. I mean, yeah, I don't think Chris Lambeth has ever won a race in the Pro-Ams, but if he has, that would be really spectacular for himself. Aiden Gertz is he's no slouch here. It's definitely won a couple of these, and Chris Lambeth did get by him. Let's take a look and see how that happened. I can't find Chris Lambeth here. Must have happened early. Dang it. Can't find it. Well, I'm sure it was awesome. So sorry there, Chris. I can't find it. Yeah. Oh, pit cycle? Was that it? Okay. Was it? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm having brain fog at the moment. Yeah, you're absolutely right. When we were seeing them all come out of the pits, he got through on him. And I did say that as well. Believe me, I am not running on all cylinders, I guess. There's Steve McAllister getting passed by his teammate, Craig Carroll. Whoa! A second, I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, that happened, right? Mark Sherman's still out there, by the way, and he might try to make a move here on Ryan Chandler. Not there. And there's Ryan Chandler, who's down one. Let's take a look here what happened on lap 14. Oof. Just a little bump there. Tom Smith. Joshua Justice also having a little bit of an incident here. Oh, no. That was either Tyler Kern or Rodrigo Theory who had the incident. And it doesn't even register their incident. That was Tyler Kern for driving slowly. And did he lose it? Yeah, he lost it. And then, yeah. And then Steve McAllister was... Oh! That was Mark Turek. That might be a race ender for Steve. But no, Steve went back out on track. He's actually trying to get this thing to go. I don't know if he toes to pits. He toes to pits. And Andrew Simmons up the mountain. And we don't really get to see this one, so we'll take a chopper cam of this. It's one barrier, bounces off, ping pong. And it's good. Two drivers get on by on Theo Nolasco. That was Mark Sherman and Ryan Chandler, who are battling it out here for P34. Ryan Chandler is through on Mark Sherman for the moment. Marshall Scary It's got Craig Carroll behind him and Scott Webber in front of him, and these two trying to make a move here for Scott Webber, but Scott Webber's doing just fine. I haven't checked in with Aaron Siciliano, who's at the back of a pack as well, in P15. Aaron Siciliano's leading the AM class at the moment. Andrew Frank is in P18, so he's got a bit of a buffer from himself right now. He's got 2 Pro-Ams padding him before the AM is going to get near him. Look here, Mark Foley is down now in 4th. This one's probably pit cycle related. He did a 33.6. Mark Foley did a 36.1, and Daniel McElvey did a 34.7. So there you go, folks. Jacob Simmons now 2nd in class and in the overall. Mark Foley is now in 4th in class, or 3rd in class, 4th in the overall. So not sure what P4 gets, but it's got to be enough points to kind of keep a good, healthy gap to Travis Deegan, who is probably going to get the fastest lap here. As it stands, been pumping in fastest laps after fastest lap and holds it at the moment. The 202.289 is going to be wicked to beat. Just a comparison here. Take a look here at the driver info of Mark Foley. His fastest was a 202.364. May not be possible for him. Daniel McElvey was a 202.5, and Jacob Simmons was a 202.4. Really goes to show you that there's a strong pace difference there in that quickest lap that they had. 2/10, 3/10 is still a pace difference. So I'm just saying. Not that they're wickedly off the pace. It's just, it's enough to keep him where he's at. Jacob Simmons is actually getting awfully close to Travis Deegan, who had a 1.6 second gap earlier. The pit cycle is what really helped out Jacob Simmons here, who is now right on the rear. Travis Deegan. And it is all kind of shaping up right now. There's not a whole lot of battling happening out there on the track. Chris Lambeth might win his first Pro-Am race here at Mount Panorama. I mean, it's going to be his like 3rd or 4th. But who's counting? Not me, as he is doing fairly well though. And that pit cycle maneuver worked out in his favor. There's a whole 2 seconds, 1.9 seconds if you want, or 2.1 seconds if you want to get technical. But with 5 laps to go, Aiden is not pumping in a faster lap on Chris Lambeth here. So for the Pro-Ams, oof. Now look at that. That's going to help him even more. Aiden, ooh, Craig Reese lets them by. Hit the wall slightly there. The 2.9 seconds now. Going 5. That's rough. That one blue flag just put them further apart. Went over to Aaron Siciliano, who's still got the rear here of Joshua D. and Eric Koonsman just ahead of them as well. And fairly strong. Aaron Siciliano doesn't have to do anything here. Leading the AM class with a healthy margin and just has to manage. No mistakes and he will take home a victory here. Not sure if it's his first. I think it might be, actually. I don't think I've seen Aaron Siciliano in that many races in total. Gotta scroll down the old listaroo. Yeah, he did the first race of round 1, and he hasn't done a single one since. So there, yeah. My memory is not all bad. Just when I'm watching a race, apparently. Take a look at the top of the order again with Travis Deegan, who's leading the pros. And in first, Daniel McElvey, the rookies, in third in the overall, first in class. Two closest drivers to him are Colin Pepper and Kyle Caesar, who are in fifth and sixth. They're second and third in class. They're actually not that far away from each other. 2.4 second gap for them. As you know, for the pros, it's Jacob Simmons in second and Mark Foley in third in class, fourth in the overall. For Chris Lambeth here, who's not leading the Battle of the Chris's at the moment, that goes to Chris Chitterling, who's ahead of him in P8, who, if you think about it, cycled back into where he was after the pit cycle is over. Chris Lambeth, with Aiden Gertz behind, and Rodrigo Theory, who's in P12, who's third in class. Little different for this driver of Andrew Frank, who is in P... Whoa. What happened? Oh, sorry. Never mind. Looking at something else. P18 for Andrew Frank. He's second in class in the AM class, but he's also got a big gap here. Jason Chen has actually regained a lot of what he's lost. He's only 9 spots down from where he started this race after that incident. It's pretty impressive. That said, further back, we have P22 of Scott Weber. That is the third place driver in AM classes. P22. How close is Jacob to Travis with P1? The interval is about 4/10. It's, you know, what's happening on screen is correct. Let's say the leaderboard is the more accurate one. To the decibels that it's going to. 3 laps to go. Unless, and whoa, I say that there was no chance that anyone was gonna, not no chance, but was there gonna be a difference here? And I think Mark Foley, if anything, is gonna say thank you to Jacob Simmons for taking the fastest lap away from Travis Deegan with that 201.786. And on the last lap, both of those are the fastest laps out of these two drivers, P1 and 2. Now, another benefit here is Mark is too far back to do anything here to fight against Travis Deegan, but could Jacob Simmons take the win from Travis Deegan? If that happens, that puts him down for not the most optimal amount of points, P2. So instead of getting 1,000 points, he's going to get the 900s, which just gives him that. That's the white flag with 3 laps to go. What? 3 laps to go. That is the white flag. And that is Trent Scheckelman going up. And I think he was braking. And Daniel McElvey also wanting to get through. And Mark Foley would be the last driver you're saying, please, don't. And he parks it even. Well, there's one thing to do. Colin Peppers through. Kyle Caesar. Oh, he's actually out. He just, I think he tows. Well, on the last lap, I mean, you don't have to tow, but that's a level of sportsmanship I haven't seen. Good on him. The battle for P1 here. on the S's, and I think it will stay Travis Deegan here. Everyone else is not really battling right at the moment. It's final lap. I think Jacob's going to send it here for round 10 here at Mount Panorama. Travis Deegan just one corner away winning this race. Jacob Simmons second, and there you go. Daniel McElvey will finish third, Mark Foley in fourth, Colin Pepper in fifth, Kyle Caesar in sixth, Peter Flanner in seventh, with Chris Chitterling in eighth. Chris Lambeth wins, I think, his third or fourth. Could be third or fourth. Pro-Am win. Aiden Gertz further back in P10. John Javecki just behind in 11. Rodrigo Theory in 12. Eric Koonsman in 13. Joshua D. 14. Aaron Siciliano for the AM class ahead in 15. Elliot Burton 16. Whoa, with Braden Daniels. Goes to Elliot Burton. That might be the closest finish there. Braden Daniels at 17. Andrew Frank 18. Jason Chen sends it on Brandon Burns on the last corner. Jason Chen in 19. Andrew Frank 18. Brandon Burns 20. Marshall Scary 21. Scott Weber 22. Craig Carroll 23. Regan Chandler just a little bit ways to go, and that's going to be 24 for this driver. Show us that last turn between 16 and 17 later. Yeah, we'll definitely try. And then Mark Turek in 25, Andrew Fagan in 26, Andrew Korsecki 27, 20 positions gained for that driver. Tyler Kern 28, Tom Smith 29, Kieran Playfair 30th, Oliver Brooks 31, Todd Buellmore 32, Mark Sherman 33, and Theo Nolasco and 34, all finished on this. I'll finish on the main lap there. Joshua Justice in 35 has already finished, though, technically. Steve McAllister in 36. Trent Sheckleman 37. Rick Richeron 38. Craig Reese 39. Ryan Chandler 40. Andrew Simmons 41. Isaac Gardner 42. Nick Mazza 43. Angel Bonello 44. Lars Stiles 45. Felipe Venus 46. Justin Lanier 47. Paul, and that's all those drivers. Let's take a look here and see. First off, we'll start with the race winner, Travis Deegan. I hope I'm saying your last name right. Congratulations on the win. I mean, what a fantastic run. I mean, pretty dominant in the first half before the pit cycle. And it looked like you had a little bit of pressure there from Jacob Simmons towards the end on that second stint. But how did it feel under pressure at the end there?
First of all, you're saying my name right, so you got that going. And
Wait.
second of all, yeah, Jacob was pushing at the end. I almost ended it. I almost made a few mistakes that ended my race. So he was giving me everything I could take. I gathered it up, and he had a few mistakes and kind of got me a gap. And from there, it kind of, just brought it home. But yeah, it was stressful. It was really stressful. He came out of the pit right beside me, and I was like, uh-oh. I had no idea he was even a factor until he was on my door. So yeah, it was really fun. Lots of fun.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic race as well. I mean, it's great that we at least you had some sweat there. I mean, in terms of damage limitation, I think you did it. I don't know if you didn't get the fastest lap there at the end on Jacob Simmons when he was pushing 2 laps ago. He got it off of you, but you were also pushing just as hard. I think it was a 2/10 separation between those fastest laps there. I mean, in terms of the championship, are you really focusing on these last 2 rounds to take the fight to Mark Foley there?
Well, yeah, I was a little disappointed I missed one of the rounds due to a family matter, but so I've been kind of locking in and trying to make it a fight for him because he's really consistent. He's always there. So trying to push Mark as much as I can. But I think he had like a 200-point gap on me. Hopefully, I maybe got some back today. But he's a tough opponent. So I think about it a bit. I'm naturally competitive. So I'm always trying to, be number one. But yeah, he's a really good competitor. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the win. I know you've had a couple more wins added to your belt, but thanks for joining me. And again, congratulations. That was it's pretty textbook to me.
no problem. Thank you.
Mhm. Chris Lambeth, this is your first Pro-Am win. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it really is. That was the first thing I said. I was like, oh, great, he's going to tell me it's the first one again.
No, I think it's 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4 at this point. But congratulations. You really put the screws there to Aiden. I mean, you just had a great pit cycle. I actually forgot all about it for like half a lap, thinking you passed the mastery on the track, but no, you had a better pit window there. You got him on the cycle. Was it easy managing after that? I know he had a slight I guess a blue flag kind of pushed him further back to you. He was kind of getting close. He was like 1.3 seconds back, but then going up the mountain, it was just a change in there. So how did that work out for you? Were you happy for that?
Yes. I mean, obviously I was happy for it, but I also was kind of sad that I didn't get to race him out because I wasn't expecting to pass him in the pits. But obviously I did and came out right in front of him. So I was hoping to at least have a little bit of a battle for the second half of the race because the first half was pretty much just a hot lapping for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then the unfortunate situation with who was that? I think that was Craig Reese that kind of got up in between us. He let me by at the top of the mountain, and then got involved with Aiden, and that kind of secured the win for me.
Yeah, I mean, it really did. It was and again, fantastic win. And I think you're what, third in the championship right now, or oh, you're seventh in the
No,
championship. I thought.
yeah, I missed 2 races, so
Oh yeah,
unfortunately
then
I get a 0 for one of them.
that's definitely gonna put you back a little bit. But hey, there's still a chance to
There is.
there's always a chance. Thank you for joining me, Chris. I mean, again, it was pretty great seeing that you're able to get that over Aiden, who truly, I think Aiden was just having a pretty textbook, just putting in the laps, wasn't really doing anything,
Hmm.
weird. I think he did make one mistake, maybe. I think somewhere, but beyond that, I mean, it's pretty clean. Yeah, I think the blue flags give it, and blue flags take it away. So
Yep,
it happens. Thanks for
it
joining me,
does.
Chris, and
Yep,
congratulations on
thank
the
you.
win. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
here at Bathurst, thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Mhm. And thank you everybody for joining me. I think Jason Chen was the one that you wanted to see. That piece between 16 and 17. I don't even think it was this one. This was for 20, and he sends it down the inside. The one before that would have been. It didn't say that it happened right away. But P16, yeah, it didn't show up. So I'll go back here just to see if I can't find it. And then here it is. This is 17, and this is Braden Daniels and Peter Flanner. And gets the switchback and to the line. They're about to take this. It's not, I mean, it's sort of close. It was sort of close there. But yeah, Elliott had the move. Just barely. Well, folks, thank you for joining me. And I showed you everybody that's the grid, the results there, as it is. Congratulations to everybody. Y'all fought. Some people were out, and this group didn't really show up. Some of them did, but there they are, last of the last. Thank you all for joining me. And hey, we're streaming the Miata races now. It's another preseason testing one for this Thursday, commentated by Mark Foley and Dylan Thomas. That will be all stuff's available on our website, which just go see that, and all the scheduled times as well. Thanks everybody that joined me in the chat, and everyone else. Have a good evening.